All right, guys, today we are going to be answering a question I get asked oh so often, but many people want to know when they're shopping for scooters, is the Kukirin G2 Master worth it? And I've been riding this for a little while now. I have a decent amount of experience with other scooters that are similar price range and similar specs. But right now, this scooter is a decent price. It's $9.99, and I have a code Quest that takes $20 off at kaguscootersusa.com. I'll also put some other referral links in the description for other places you can get it. But I constantly see this for about $1,000, and most of the scooters I've been on are in a similar price range to this. But I have to say, this one is by far the most popular. The most people are looking into this one. The most people are asking me about this one. I got a ton of people that ask me for free scooters, and they asked me for this one more than any other one. But we're just gonna ride around a little bit today on it and hopefully answer the question, is it worth it? So for this video, I'm gonna talk about a few things I like about this scooter, a few things that I just absolutely hate. And then by the end of it, hopefully you'll have an idea if this is the right scooter for you or if maybe you want to consider another one. But first off, this scooter is fast. This is one of the faster scooters I've got. It's not quite the fastest, but it does have the best acceleration. Now, very often when I'm riding on this, does that front tire just want to peel away? I hear it spin out all the time. Anytime I do a little curb hop, you just hear a quick little skirt on the ground because that tire is ready to go. Like, watch this hill right here. This guy has no problem climbing hills. A lot of torque, very powerful. And out of the box compared to all the other scooters I've been on, I'm pretty sure this one has the fastest acceleration. All right, let's see if we can show you guys the speed on this. Woo, this bike light always has fun stuff in it for me to hit. All right, this says we're going. It says 40 on the speedometer, said 36 on my third party here. We're going uphill. All right, decent uphill speed. I'm always impressed when it can go just about as fast uphill too. All right, now we're getting over the hump here. Let's see what our downhill speed is. All right, 40, 41. All right, 41 on the app. So solid top speed there. I've gone faster on another scooter or two, but this one, it accelerates to that top speed really fast, and it does go fast. Like 40 miles an hour is fast on an electric scooter. Not everybody's trying to do that. In fact, a lot of people I talk to are like, mine goes faster, but I stop it at like 25 or 30. The thumb throttle's not that bad, but I prefer the trigger throttle. I think in the future, scooters are just gonna give you an option, or I hope they do. Which throttle do you want to come with it? I do like the frame on this. I do like the overall build and the look. I've probably gotten more compliments on this scooter than any of the other ones I've been on. And I'm like, wait, I have a better one. It just doesn't look as cool. But the combo of the awesome acceleration and the fast speed make this for a really fun ride. I really like it. Sometimes the acceleration is too fast, especially when you're in like the lower speed modes. All the speed modes are quick. When I put it in like speed mode 1, it'll just rip up to that 12-mile-an-hour max like instantly. It takes like 2 seconds to get there. I feel like in your mode 1 or your mode that's meant to be a little bit slower, I would prefer slightly slower acceleration, but if I'm just keeping it on the max mode, I do like that acceleration. Now the different speed modes, because there's 3, mode 1, 2, and 3 on here, right? You can go 12 miles an hour, 25, or 37, you saw me go a little bit over that. It always goes over that 37 for me. And again, I'm really comfortable standing on this one. The kick plate on the back is just really nice. Now, I will say, this scooter is a little bit short. I wish it was just a little bit taller, and you'd think that it could be, right? You'd think that it could be because this scooter, unlike many, it has adjustable handlebars, and these ones are all the way up. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Let me just pay to park real quick. But adjustable handlebars, and mine are all the way in the top position here, which I believe you have to have it in the top position for it to fold and latch in. But I would think that with adjustable handlebars, I would be able to go higher. I actually have other scooters that are just taller out of the box and you can't adjust them. This one, I can make it really low. But one thing that I've seen on the internet, I guess they do scooter racing in other countries. I need to get into this. I need to figure this out. But I've always seen that they really don't have suspension and they have super low handlebars. I bet that makes for like a super fast scooter. But I really love this kick plate on here. What do you call this? Leave me a comment right now. Do you call this the pedal or the kick plate? I've heard people say both. I like both. I don't know. I think I say kick plate more, but pedal, it also makes sense. And again, this guy only has the single charger. It does take a decent amount of time to charge, but not too long. Not as long as some other scooters I have. I think the charge time on this is only like 7 or 8 hours. And I got a scooter, it takes 14 hours to charge to full, so. Now, I don't love the grips and the brakes on here. It feels like the handlebars are just a little bit too small overall. This one, the grips just just wiggle around a lot. I don't like it. If I hit a bump, I feel like they shifted down and I gotta twist them back up. I don't love that. And it feels like maybe I still need to adjust the brake levers, but we got mechanical brakes on something that's going like 40 miles an hour. I don't love it. I don't feel like I have the appropriate amount of stopping power for something going 40 miles an hour. Like, I'd much prefer hydraulic brakes on here. I've heard a lot of people say they've done several modifications to their Kukirin scooters, but it should be super dope out of the box. Now, I love the speed on this thing. I love the acceleration. I don't love the handlebars and grips. And probably my biggest issue with this scooter, you might have saw it when we were doing the top speed earlier down the hill, but my biggest issue with this scooter is it is not as stable as it should be for how fast it goes. Like, this front tire wobbles a lot. Sometimes it's not as bad, but other times it just starts to go. I hit a little bump and I have to deal with some unsteadiness. My other scooters that go this fast just go in a straight line. You don't really have to do too much. You don't feel any wobbles at all. But this one, every little bump I feel, especially on this road, I feel like this road I notice it the most on just because it's uneven, it's kind of bumpy. But it wiggles and wobbles. It's weeble wobbling for the heck of it. Now, you really only get those wobbles past 30 miles an hour, past maybe 28 miles an hour. You don't get them under that. But when you got a scooter that goes 40 miles an hour, you want to ride your scooter 40 miles an hour. I'm just trying to do a little off-roading. Dang it. When I see this, that means it just gets worse. All right, so I was gonna try to do a little off-roading today. This one feels like it does a really good job with off-roading compared to some of my other scooters. I do like to turn it down into one of the lower modes, usually mode 2, because I'm not trying to go 40 miles an hour off-road. That's a little ridiculous. But I feel like this one does a really good job with off-roading, and that's one of the things that makes it really fun. Like, sure, most people are getting their scooters to ride somewhere on the road, commute somewhere. I see a lot of people just buying them to get to work, which is nice. But also, if you're trying to get out there and have fun on it, you want to be able to do a little off-roading. You want to be able to mix up the terrain. All right, let's go slow so we don't... Ooh, we're slipping and sliding a little bit. Okay, I guess I went around the puddle. You think any tires have been on here before? Yeah, this is where it gets worse. All right, I think I'm just going to turn back whence I came, right? Do we think we make it through this mud here? Let me just walk it over here. I feel like that's the most troublesome spot. This scooter's about to get dirty. All right, I do want to find, this is just a trail near the beach. This isn't really ideal. It's got a mix of dirt and sand, but this should give you a little idea of its ability to handle the off-roads. This is more of just like a walking path. We're gonna try to find like some mountain bike trail with maybe a few jumps or something to do soon, because this scooter is begging for it. Now, I mentioned earlier that the handlebars aren't as wide. Oh, look at that wobble, dang. They're not as wide as I would like. They're not as tall as I'd like. I really find myself like crouched into this a little bit more than some of my other scooters. But also, I feel like the deck on this could be just a smidge longer. I may need to compare it to my other ones, but as much as I like the kick plate on here, I feel like my front foot needs a little bit more room, or my back foot is closer than I want it to be. Now, I'm still interested in trying out some of the other Kukirin scooters, maybe some of the like nicer ones, or like whatever one is a step up. I think they have a G3 and like a G4 or something. What I'm gonna do is maybe see if anybody else is having wobble issues. If I get another Kukirin scooter and it goes faster than this one and it has the same wobbling issue, like, I'm gonna fall. So I wanna do just a little bit of research. If you have one of the other ones, Kukirin G3 or 4, and you have any knowledge or experience with it wobbling or not, leave me a comment and let me know. If you already left a comment, leave me another one. Look, I'm trying to figure this out. Somebody leaves a comment and they're like, oh dude, that one wobbles worse. You're gonna save me a lot of money. I do feel like though, with the narrower, smaller handlebars on this, like, it's probably gonna be the better option for off-roading compared to like my other scooter. Because right now the awesome DT2 Pro is my favorite scooter. All right, let's hit a little jump here. Decent. I feel like on my other scooter, when I hit that little curb as a jump, I get better air because I think the suspension is better. Like the DT2 Pro got a nice little bounce to it. Let me try again here. Decent, but it doesn't lift up as much, and it's not like it's heavier or anything. Oh, dude, there's some jellyfish. Oh, there's another one right here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Oh, and I think I figured out in one of my other videos, I might have mentioned that I thought the tires on this were smaller than another scooter. It's the same size tire, but this one's not as wide as the DT2 Pro. It's just a little bit more narrow. All right, now another thing that I like about this scooter, and it sets it apart from some of the other ones I have, but this scooter actually has a solid range. I was a little bit worried looking at some of the specs, but I've got a decent like 24, almost 25 miles on this, really pushing that max speed and seeing how far it'll go. It doesn't go as far as my favorite scooter. And honestly, before I did a range test on this, I thought this scooter was gonna go just as far as the awesome DT2 Pro. I'd seen a couple reviews, heard a couple of things, and I really thought that it was gonna go as far or further. So I was shocked when I did my range tests and I only got like 24, just under 25 miles. It bummed me out because it's just, I'm going another 5 miles on my awesome scooter. That's far. Especially most of my rides that I do are about 25 miles. So having that one be right on the cusp of what I ride, it's a little bit scary because I'm not trying to walk home in this Florida heat. I'm not trying to see if some Uber driver will let me put my scooter in their trunk. I'm not trying to call your mom to come pick me up. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I wish was a little bit better. But I will say, I think this scooter has like the second best range out of all of my e-scooters. My top one is that DT2 Pro at 30 miles, but this one, it's close. It's close, 24, almost 25 is close. Some of my other scooters, they don't even go 20. Like 19 is a lot on some of my other scooters. Some of them go 15 or 16 miles total. So if you made it this far, I'm gonna give just my brutally honest opinion on whether you should get this scooter or not. I think if you don't want the DT2 Pro, I think that's the best scooter. That's the top one I recommend. I had somebody leave a comment the other day like, dude, can you please find a scooter better than the DT2 Pro? I'm looking and I can't find one. Bro, I'm looking, I can't find one. That scooter is so awesome. I would highly recommend that you get the DT2 Pro over this scooter. It's only like $150 more, and I have a $50 off code Quest on the Awesome store. So that drops it to $10.99. This one, I only have a $20 off code, drops it to $9.80. So it's like a $120 difference, but that extra 5 miles you're gonna get on the Awesome, it's so nice, bro. That range is just so nice. If I could pay another few hundred to get another few more miles, I would. Also the wobbles, bro. My DT2 Pro does not wobble. This one wobbles all the time past 30 miles an hour. So if you're trying to go fast and you're trying not to fall, this one I feel like you're gonna have a higher chance of falling just due to the wobbles. But I really only think that you should consider this one over the DT2 Pro if you absolutely do not need the range, you're not trying to go 40 miles an hour, that max speed, and if you're on the shorter side. I think this one, because it's shorter even at the max height and you can drop the handlebars lower, like if you're 5 foot even, this is probably a more comfortable ride for you. But I will say my bro, he's like a foot shorter than me and he can ride the awesome DT2 Pro and see over the handlebars. So it's a smoother ride, but this still is a fun scooter. I think the real difference is gonna come into play once I do an off-road test on both of them. I gotta find the right place to ride them off-road. I feel like this one's gonna do a better job, and you don't really need the range as much there when you're just trying to hit jumps and not go super fast. Either way, hopefully this helps you, and hopefully you got a better understanding of if you wanna get this scooter or not. I'm gonna drop a comparison video doing a side-by-side comparison on my favorite scooter, the awesome DT2 Pro, and this Kukirin G2 Master, because they're so similar and they're in a similar price range. I think a side-by-side comparison is needed. But no matter what scooter you're getting on, if you're getting out there and you're riding decently fast over 10, bro, put a helmet on. People are crazy. I saw so many crazy things today. Be safe out there. Have a lit day, my dudes.